week, and this is
Neverland Navigation Radio,
where we take a look back at one of Universal's spookiest past attractions.
Yes, this is perfect for spooky season.
Yes, it is officially spooky season, and I would say that this is an early example of a spooky Universal fan favorite.
I agree. I'm so glad that you're going to be going into the history of this. But it was available all year, right?
Yes, this is available all the time. And just to not tease you anymore, today we will be waking from the dead, Beetlejuice's Rock and Roll Graveyard Revue. It's a mouthful of a name.
It really is. I wonder what people actually called it. The Beetlejuice Show.
The Beetlejuice Show. That's what we called it.
Yeah.
It's also one of those...
The Monster Show, maybe.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. It's one of those things that went through a bunch of different names as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it got renamed several times. We'll get into all the gory details later on. But
pun intended.
Yeah, this is one of my childhood faves.
Yes, this is actually one of my childhood faves too.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So very exciting.
Very, very exciting. I was not so I was like a homeschooled child.
Okay.
So like I wasn't exposed to a lot of pop culture very often.
Okay.
In my upbringing, but this show had like pop music and rock music and like costumes and all kinds of stuff. It was one of the first things that I saw that I was like, oh wow, look at this. That made me fall in love with like show business and
theater,
stuff. Yeah, all of that.
Yeah, I totally get that. This was such a fun show for kids and adults alike.
Big drag show energy, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. All right. Well, before we dive into the history of this attraction, we did want to thank you guys for joining us. We really appreciate you coming along through our little adventures through theme park history. If you guys would like to help support the show, you can do that by subscribing wherever you're listening, whether it be Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever. And if you want to put a little cherry on top, you can leave us a review, which helps not only boost us up the podcast rankings, but it's also super helpful for us. And we love to read your feedback, your reviews, your comments. Interacting with you guys is some of our favorite parts of doing this.
Yeah, we love that. Also, in case you didn't know, when you book a vacation to Universal or Disney or a cruise line, part of what you are paying is commission for your personal travel agent. Whether you use one or not, you're paying that commission. It's baked into the price. So if you're thinking about taking one of those trips, if you email me at morgan@neverlandnavigation.com, then I can be your free to you travel agent, which just means I get that commission that otherwise they're just keeping. And that means that I will be helping you with all of your travel needs, from like planning dining and booking dining, making suggestions. I'd be the one calling if you have any requests and waiting on hold for hours potentially. All that stuff, all that travel agent stuff. I do that. I love doing that. So if you're considering a vacation, please consider emailing me.
Yes. All the different types of trips that you can book all have a certain degree of planning associated with them, but specifically theme park trips really have a lot of ins and outs.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to have a travel agent for that type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready to dive back into the history of this show?
Yeah, I'm so excited to hear about it.
How do you feel about Beetlejuice in general?
I like Beetlejuice. I like the movie, both of them, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen the Broadway twice.
Wow.
Once in New York and once touring.
Dang.
Yeah, they're doing it on, sorry, I'm getting off track, but they're doing the Beetlejuice Broadway on a cruise ship now, one of the Norwegian cruise ships.
Amazing.
Yes, and I learned about that while training, and I want to see it so much.
I know. What a fun Broadway show to pick for a cruise ship production.
It's a fantastic Broadway show. I think probably most people listening haven't seen it because it didn't do as well as it should have.
Right.
The one in New York, but now they're touring, and it's just such a phenomenal show.
And it will be coming back to Broadway.
Yes.
For a little run, which is cool. And they're getting a West End production. So lots more people will be
able to
experiencing that.
It's so funny, and the music is so catchy. It's all the things.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
So I love it.
I love it too. I feel like it really does a good job of taking what you love about the movie
Yeah.
and transforming it into a really catchy, fun
Yeah.
musical
I
show.
like the Broadway better than I like the movie, which I guess isn't surprising.
Yeah, we love musicals in this house.
Yeah.
We love musicals on this show.
We really do.
Yeah. And this is one.
Yeah.
This is really a musical when you think about it.
Did you love the movie back in the day?
Beetlejuice. I was watching Beetlejuice probably too young to be watching Beetlejuice on VHS.
Right.
But I was obsessed with Beetlejuice.
Okay.
It was probably the first Tim Burton movie I ever saw, I would guess. But yeah.
Yeah, that or Batman.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, Batman.
Yeah.
And I also was watching Edward Scissorhands. That was another
one. Oh, wow.
But yeah, though Beetlejuice I would say was formative for my brain.
Yeah, okay.
100%. Like the gothic aesthetic of it, the music, the Danny Elfman music in it is really good. There's a lot to like about Beetlejuice.
There is. It's kooky.
It's kooky. And he's kind of been a big part of Universal Studios history. Both Danny Elfman, actually, especially Danny Elfman.
I know.
He's huge.
Yeah, I know. I just saw a picture of him and his son at a Universal thing not that long ago.
Yeah, they're super involved. He just composed all of the music for Dark Universe, the new land and Epic Universe that is themed to Universal Monsters. But he also has previous extensive work with Universal Studios. And Beetlejuice has a big presence in the history.
He is in Beetlejuice.
He is in Beetlejuice.
Oh my god. I cannot believe you just did that.
Well, yeah. Well, we want him as a guest.
Oh,
so
true.
That's how we get him.
That would be fun.
Yeah. So he appeared in a bunch of different shows, one with the Ghostbusters. He had a street show here and there, but his first formal full-time kind of show was this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't recall him being with the Ghostbusters, and I was trying to think, does that make sense?
I saw that one as a kid. It was in Universal Studios Florida. It was in front of that library facade at the end of the main street that you walk on.
Yeah.
And the show would be on the steps. The Ghostbusters would pull up in the Ghostbusters car, and then Beetlejuice would show up and possess them and make them lip sync to pop songs.
Oh, funny.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
It was a good time. I loved that show.
It was just a street show?
It was just a little street show.
Not timed, or you don't know?
I think timed, but short and just funny and not.
I guess they're all timed now, even though I think about even that Marilyn Monroe show that that we went to not that long ago.
Yeah.
I thought that was just a pop-up show, but it turns out they have specific times.
Really?
Yeah.
The one in front of Mel's diner.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. I get why they're interval, but they do feel like that old theme park, just walk by it and experience it type vibe.
It does. I don't know that people are lining up for it. You know?
I would be. I love it.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite things we got to see that day. Was that silly Marilyn Monroe show. That was so fun. I love that stuff.
Yeah, but these days you can still see Beetlejuice walking around, but for me, I'm avoiding him because he'll straight up come up and start talking to you and embarrassing you and stuff like that, which is not my cup of tea. I want to see him. I just want to be left alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's one of the ones that will actually comment on your appearance or actually do insult comedy to your face.
Right in front of your family and friends and the
Morgan's
whole world.
Worst case scenario.
Yes.
Perhaps it's the Citizens of Hollywood, but worse.
Yes. Yes, worse. I would say worse, probably because he has more license to be a jerk. That's his whole thing.
Right. He's a demon.
Yeah. But that Ghostbusters show, I'm gonna have to look that up because that sounds awesome.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Yeah. Maybe I can find a video or something to post.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
It was a cute little show.
Yeah.
But yeah, Beetlejuice has kind of popped up throughout Universal history in different ways.
Yeah.
But did you know that this show, the Rock and Roll Graveyard Revue, opened in Hollywood before it opened in Orlando?
I did not.
I didn't either until I did research for this.
I guess it makes sense.
Yeah. Apparently in 1991 they got it in Hollywood.
Okay.
Yeah, we got it in 92. in Universal, and it replaced something called an American Tail Theater. They had an American Tail show.
Well, yes, they had a whole American Tail section.
Yes.
Yes, it was
They had like a Fievel Goes West, like
yeah, or Fievel. It might not have been Fievel Goes West.
Maybe
well,
not.
unless you're remembering some. Are you just No, it was before you would have even been there, right?
Well, this show, An American Tail Theater, was definitely before I would have been there.
I don't remember American Tail Theater. I remember the little like splash pad area.
By Curious George.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know about Curious George. It was by E.T.
Yeah, and that little kids zone area with the Woody the Woodpecker roller coaster. Yeah.
Okay.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys remember Fievel? Yeah. Apparently Fievel had a whole show back in the day, which makes sense because it was big. That movie, American Tail, was big at the time.
Right. That was probably big competition with Disney for them.
Right.
You know?
Steven Spielberg.
Yeah. And like if I were to think of all of the animated movies from when I was a kid, that would be one of the ones on there, and one of the only ones that's non-Disney.
Yeah, agreed. It's really stand out for the non-Disney.
Right. They've even got a song that you remember, you know?
Yeah, they really knocked that one out of the park.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't realize that theater was the host of something before the Beetlejuice show, but that's what it replaced, so that's interesting.
That is interesting.
Apparently they basically changed everything about the set.
They'd have to.
I agree. Like, yeah, I can see why that would be the case. It was originally an open air theater, and it didn't get a roof. It wasn't covered until later in the 90s. So,
hi, welcome to Florida.
Right? What are we talking about? You're just letting these people bake in the sun?
Or get soaked and then have to,
So wait, does that mean the stage would get wet if it was raining?
I have no idea. But think about all the makeup.
Not Beetlejuice melting.
Yeah.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, we don't like open air theaters here in Florida.
No, hate that.
They're good for like 4 months.
Yeah, there's not too many calendar days that we get to use those. So yeah, I'm glad they covered it. I never experienced it without the little canopy roof situation thing that they installed, and I'm very glad that they did because it was nice and shady and there were fans in there. And even then, I still feel like it was kind of hot.
Right.
The set that they made for the Beetlejuice show was a Gothic castle set with coffins and tombs, and I remember this set very well, and I loved it. It was all physical set. There were no screens. It was kind of before the screen era, I would say.
I would say so too.
And also, I just love that it was like so many textures of like lots of brick and lots of like old ruins and archways and coffins and all that spooky stuff.
It was very extra. I liked it.
It was very extra. It was like a Gothic musical fantasy. Very fun. And Beetlejuice was the wisecracking host of the show. I feel like they picked a really good host because Beetlejuice is spooky like the Universal monsters, but I think he appeals to the audience in a different way where he's a little bit more modern, a little bit more able to like break the fourth wall with the humor a little bit.
I think the like host of a show should always have a humor element, and of course he does. So like like other characters in the same vein would be like Hades.
They do kind of have a similar vibe.
They do have a similar vibe. Yeah. I even feel like never mind. Go on. Yes, he does a great job as a host because he's funny. He brings humor to this kind of scary otherwise.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he brings some levity, some laughs up front as soon as he comes out. He's making jokes, which is great.
Right.
And he explains to the audience that he's going to raise the dead and possess the Universal monsters to put on a concert, which is a very fun little concept. If you've ever seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show, it's actually kind of a very similar type of vibe.
Okay.
To that story, which is kind of a fun coincidence. And actually Rocky Horror will come back up later in this, if you can believe it.
Okay.
But yeah, and then there's this big costume change and lighting reveal where Beetlejuice casts a magical spell basically on the monsters, and when they first arrive, they're in their classic Universal Monsters attire. The Bride
Okay.
of Frankenstein is in her big white sheet and her big updo hair, and Frankenstein is in his dreary, sewn together clothes,
Mm-hmm.
etc. And then this huge cloud of fog raises up from the stage, and then when it settles, they're all in these colorful rock and roll
They get a glow up.
outfit. Yes. they get a monster glow up.
Okay.
And then the set kind of cracks open, and there's a bunch of rock and roll lights revealed, and it's like this Beetlejuice like takes over this castle to put on a rock and roll show. And I think that's such a fun concept for a show to start with.
Yeah.
Whoever came up with that one was really cooking with that.
Yeah. I love this. It's because these characters should be scary, right? But this takes that all away.
Yeah, it flips it.
Yeah, it makes it fun.
Yeah, so
for
fun.
the whole family. I mean, yeah, we were watching this when we were little. I'm
Yes.
sure there were a ton of kids there.
There were a ton of kids there.
Yeah.
Universal is sometimes funny because they tend to lean into more mature themes and humor than Disney does.
That's true.
I always think of the horror makeup show when one of the hosts says, "This isn't Disney World, kid, and I don't have to be nice to you."
Yeah, I love that. That was so funny.
That makes me laugh very hard, but it does make me think of this show because Beetlejuice is like, he makes off-color jokes, and he's,
Yeah.
it's just, that's the way it is.
That's just who he is.
Right.
Yeah.
This show also introduced two original characters named Hip and Hop. They're Beetlejuice's background dancers.
Okay.
What a silly theme park concoction this is.
Yeah.
You may remember them if you ever saw the show. They were in one of them was all in blue with blonde hair, and the other one was all in green with red hair. And they were like cheerleader type personas, and they were like Beetlejuice's biggest fans or something like that. That was like their conceit.
I don't remember this, even though I saw the show. I guess it just didn't stick. Were they girls or guys?
They were girls, and I would say they were not particularly memorable parts of the show.
Okay.
They did have some changes to them throughout the run. There were actually a lot of different versions of the show. I'm not going to get too deep into the weeds about what all of the changes were, because there were quite a few. But some of the most notable changes were to the monster lineup in the show and to some of the songs that they did. So in the very first version, Beetlejuice's Graveyard Revue, that had the Wolfman, Phantom of the Opera was there, Bride of Frankenstein, and Dracula. So the Phantom of the Opera is an interesting choice.
It is an interesting choice.
He did have a classic Universal Monsters movie. Not many people have seen it. It's not the Phantom of the Opera that we think of when we think of Phantom of the Opera.
No, I'm thinking of the Broadway.
You're thinking of the Broadway show. I think most people are when they hear Phantom of the Opera.
Okay.
And this is not that. This is a black and white film monster movie with a slightly different plot.
Called The Phantom of the Opera?
Based on the same book.
Okay, but not a musical? Bummer.
Yeah. Why? Yeah, I know. It might as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, what did the Phantom of the Opera sing in this? Great Balls of Fire.
Why not?
Why not? Fun. Yeah. But anyway, so that version was from 1992 to 2002. I don't think I ever saw that.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe early memories.
Yeah.
Perhaps, but yeah, not really ringing a bell. When we get to version 2, that's when it's called Beetlejuice's Rock and Roll Graveyard Revue, and this is the version I remember the most. The monsters are Wolfman, the Bride, Frankenstein, Dracula, and this is where Hip and Hop get introduced.
Oh, that's why I don't remember them then. I probably did see it before that.
Gotcha. Okay, this version starts with Beetlejuice's entrance music is We Will Rock You.
Okay.
And then he kind of comes out of a sarcophagus, which is a fun little opening.
Okay.
And then they do Rock and Roll All Night. And then there's a bunch of different songs. The Bride of Frankenstein sings I Will Survive, which I think is an iconic little number for her. They do the YMCA in this version.
Wild.
I know, wild. Hip and Hop do Hot Stuff and It's Raining Men. And Frankenstein's monster does Smooth, the Santana song.
Wow.
And Dracula does Live in La Vida Loca. And then they all come back to do Rock and Roll All Night and Party Every Day. as the finale.
Smooth would have been pretty new at the beginning of that.
I think they were trying to like
Stay current.
And Frankenstein had this slick little guitar
Yeah.
solo.
You have
moment.
the songs from the first version. That first version you said was like 10 years, right?
Yeah, 1992 to
2002.
2002. So they began with Wild Things in
Okay.
that version. The Wolfman did Thank You for Letting Me Be Myself Again. Phantom did Great Balls of Fire. The Bride did You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman, which is actually
Hilarious.
very funny.
Yeah.
Frankenstein's Monster did Hot Blooded. Dracula did In the Midnight Hour. They performed a mashup of You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman, Hot Blooded, and In the Midnight Hour.
Okay.
When a Man Loves a Woman was performed by Frankenstein's Monster.
Sure.
Higher and Higher was performed by all of them. And then they all concluded with Deo and Jump in the Line from Beetlejuice.
Yeah,
which I think
that.
Are like, oh, I wish that was in every version. I love
that.
that.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, like those are iconic Beetlejuice songs.
Yeah.
And none of the monster movies have iconic songs.
No.
Looking at you, Phantom. So like the fact that Beetlejuice has some iconic songs,
you might as well throw it in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All of them should have those. So that was a good idea.
Yeah.
Whoever did that. Okay, so in 2006 we get a new version. The characters are the same, no monster changes. But I remember this version as well. They start with Let's Get It Started by the Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, wow.
Then they do Hey Mickey, which is Hip and Hop. And then Wolfman does Jump by Van Halen.
Okay.
And he's like jumping around the stage.
Sure.
Frankenstein Monster does Dancing in the Dark. Dracula does Jesse's Girl by Rick Springsteen.
Yeah.
But he changes it to Frankie's Girl because he's hitting on the Bride of Frankenstein.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There's relationship
There's
drama.
some drama,
yeah. There's big drama. You Give Love a Bad Name. All the characters sing that to Dracula.
Okay.
Percy's out of line.
Well.
Hip and Hop sing Hey Ya by Outkast. This is such a sign of the times. Like,
yeah, but they're jumping all over. That's
I know.
Crazy.
It's wild. And then Hip and Hop and the Bride of Frankenstein do It's Raining Men and Holding Out for a Hero. And then they all do You Shook Me All Night Long.
Okay.
Fun.
Yeah.
A fun, weird lineup of songs, I would say. And then I never got to experience this version, but this was the final version of the show in Florida. It was called Beetlejuice's Graveyard Mashup from 2014 to 2016. And the monster lineup...
I didn't realize this went on that long.
I'm telling you.
I'm only remembering it from when I was a kid, so...
Yeah. It had a good run.
Yeah.
I know I was real sad when I heard it was closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too, but I thought it had been a while.
Yeah.
But there was a while we didn't go to Universal because, having tickets to all this stuff's expensive.
Yes, and we were living in different parts of the country and all kinds of stuff. Okay, the monster lineup here in this version and the set list gets so funky. Wolfman is there, Bride is there, Frank is there, Dracula's there. We've got 2 new monsters, and you will not guess who they are because they are made up.
Oh, okay. I was like, well, I could try.
So instead of Hip and Hop, in this version, we get Cleopatra, who is not a universal monster, is a real historical figure.
Not really a monster at all.
No, but in this...
this one, she's a mummy?
She's in the Mummy universe.
Okay.
She, represents the Mummy universal
all
monster.
Right.
Like the Mummy's Hand and all those Boris Karloff films. That somehow... makes sense to them.
Okay.
Not to me, but to them. And then, you ready for our second original?
Was this just a need for a scantily clad woman? Is that what this is filling
That's the vibe. That's the vibe. And then the second character is Fantasia, the Phantom of the Opera's daughter.
What?
And she's a DJ.
Okay.
This is so stupid.
Wow.
No disrespect to the people who made these decisions, but oh my gosh, what were we thinking?
Yeah.
This is so crazy. First of all, the Bride of Frankenstein was already scantily clad.
Yeah.
She had a low cut top, her legs were out.
Right.
What? So
you already got that sheet off of her and put on this little outfit.
Yeah,
we did that.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess they wanted more sexy monster lady characters.
Right.
So
because otherwise they could have just done the Mummy.
Yeah.
Or Yeah.
That could have been cool.
Yeah.
That could have been really cool. Or bring the Phantom of the Opera back, sure. But it's so weird to like make these spin-off deviation
Yeah.
characters. It feels forced, you know? But anyway, they start with Let's Go Crazy by Prince, which I think is a fun beginning.
That is fun.
Fantasia, the Phantom of the Opera's daughter, does Sweet Dreams Are Made of This with the Eurythmics.
Okay.
There's a snippet of Jump in the Line, which I appreciate.
Yes, me too.
And then Cleopatra, they call her Cleo in the show.
Why not?
Does Walk Like an Egyptian, and then an original song called Cleo's Rap.
All right.
Do you think it's ironic, like rap like a mummy? Rap?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
Probably.
I hope so.
I don't
haven't
mind
seen
the
this.
walk like an Egyptian.
Sure.
That fits.
Fun. Campy. Cute.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
then
gonna have to look up pictures of this.
please. And then all of the girls, Cleo, Fantasia, and the bride, do Girls Just Want to Have Fun, which I'm down for. That sounds cute. Then the Wolfman and Frankenstein's monster do Dr. Feelgood and Welcome to the Jungle, which is interesting. Frankenstein's monster does Feed My Frankenstein. And then, okay, we're getting to a big change, which is that in this version, they included something called the possession mix, which is when Beetlejuice possesses the monsters to have them lip sync, just like the Ghostbusters thing that we were talking about earlier.
That sounds cool.
So they would do the good, the bad, and the ugly. They would do the fox, as in what the fox say. Do you remember that? It was like
I remember that it was like a big thing for little kids, right?
Yeah, it was
right?
like
Was it kids?
I think so.
I remember it being a thing.
What the fox say?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a trend. It was like one of those.
I remember
trendy...
it being a trend. I was not into the trend, so.
Then they did Thriller. Sure. Then they did Uptown Funk by Bruno Mars.
Okay.
And then they concluded this medley with Watch Me Whip Nene.
Oof. All right. Wow.
I'm glad I didn't see this.
Yeah.
This feels like we're kind of going off the deep end.
Yeah. If any of you guys have seen this and can talk to us about it, we'd love to hear a personal review.
Yeah. Review? Did you find pictures of Cleo?
No, because when I put it in, it's just everything's a video. So I figured I'd look it up later.
I gotcha. Okay.
Maybe I could just put in Cleo, though.
Maybe, yeah. So then they did What I Really Like About You, and then Fantasia and Dracula do Smooth Criminal, which I think is fun. And then at the very end, they do a mashup of Ballroom Blitz and Let's Go Crazy. So that was the last version.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah, I feel like it degraded in quality, it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely remember the prior versions much better. Well, I never even saw this last one. But yeah, I remember those prior versions quite well. And I do think it's a fun concept to have all of them do all these fun pop songs.
Yeah, I do too. Even with, like you were saying at the beginning, even when they first just did this with the Ghostbusters, it's such a cool concept.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah. So do you know if they continue to do the costume change reveal thing for all of them?
Yeah, they always do that.
Yeah, I can't see a picture of this without watching a video, which I will absolutely be doing later.
Heck yeah.
I'm very curious about this last version. I think that I'm remembering the first version, which ended in 2002. That feels like right about the time that I'm remembering.
Yeah.
You know? So.
Yeah. Those early versions, I think, were a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. They also used the stage for Halloween Horror Nights, which I think is very fun. They used it for a show at Halloween Horror Nights 22 called 20 Penny Circus. And then at Halloween Horror Nights 20 Years of Fear, Brian Brushwood, Menace, and Malice. I don't know what that is, but they used the stage for that. And then, okay, this is the thing I actually wanted to talk about. Halloween Horror Nights 17. Oh, wait, I lied. Oh, no. Okay, so at Halloween Horror Nights 17, 18, 19, 23, and 24, so a bunch of times, they used the stage to do a short little Rocky Horror Picture Show. Like,
Oh, cool.
they would play clips from the movie, but they would also use the stage to like have live actors do like the musical numbers.
Fascinating.
Isn't that fun?
Yes, that's so fun, which is weird because when I think of Halloween Horror Nights, I'm just thinking about like terrifying, everything terrifying. Right. So I didn't even realize they had stuff that wasn't supposed to be terrifying. I would totally go for something like that. You know? That's fun, but they don't do it anymore.
They don't do it. Well, the stage is gone.
The stage is gone, right?
They didn't move it. They just got rid of it, which is very.
What
sad.
Is there now?
We'll get into it.
Okay.
I hate it.
I'll wait.
You guys. It's not a good scene.
I hate it when this happens.
Yeah. But yeah, that was really cool. I really think that that's a great use of the stage. First of all, Rocky Horror takes place in a castle, and they had a castle set, and I just feel like it all adds up. It all makes sense.
And so they have the rights to Rocky Horror.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I guess so. Rocky Horror was an RKO release.
Okay.
I don't think RKO was a picture studio anymore. So I think perhaps they acquired the rights for this purpose.
Okay.
Which is cool.
Sounds like we need a land. Just kidding. That would be a bit much.
Imagine. What would that even be?
I don't know. Dinner show then maybe?
Okay, actually.
I'll take a dinner show.
No, I feel like this was actually the perfect use
this is good.
Of the IP.
But just during Halloween Horror Nights?
Yes, I mean...
Maybe just during spooky season.
Actually, yeah. That's ideal.
I don't know about just Halloween Horror Nights, because I think a lot of people don't go, like us, to Halloween Horror Nights because we don't want to be... Like, I'm just... I don't know. I get scared easy, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who like, well, now that they've introduced that wristband, I wonder if things will change.
Yeah, but that's just this year.
Yeah.
The pendant or whatever.
Yeah. The don't scare me.
Right.
Pendant.
Deathly afraid.
I think that was smart.
Oh, me too. I have been talking about it since we found out that Knott's Berry Farm did that.
I think we've said it on the podcast. I think you said it when we talked about this years ago.
I think so too.
Yeah. So yeah, they're listening to you.
That's good.
Good for them. Now bring back Rocky Horror and we'll go for sure.
Yeah, but not just during Halloween Horror Nights. Because I still think if you're not the kind of person that enjoys being scared, which a lot of people aren't, then you're not going to pay for a ticketed event where the main thing is how you get scared.
Right.
Because even if you have the pendant that tells them not to scare you now, you still can't go in any of the houses.
Yeah.
So it kind of, well, I guess if they wanted to have reasons for people to go that weren't the houses, then that might be good.
Entertainment and like food. And I think some of the rides are open.
Because now that I can go with the pendant telling people not to scare me, still, is it going to be worth my money?
Yeah, that's a good question.
If I'm not going in the houses? Anyway.
Yeah. More stage productions, I feel like, would really help.
Yeah, and Rocky Horror is a good fit.
It's
I think.
Fun.
Especially also, I mean, the Halloween Horror Nights isn't a kid thing, really, right?
Not at all.
Not a little kid thing for sure.
I think they say
so. Maybe it would work out. Maybe that is what makes sense.
I remember seeing video of it, and I remember that theater being packed because I think people who are like horror fans are very likely to enjoy Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
So I feel like the overlap there is really good. But yeah, I mean, selfishly, I would love them to include it at all times because I want everybody to be able to experience it because you know how fun. They could do it in the horror makeup show stage, although that stage is kind of small. Not a lot of people fit in there.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, they used it for that. I think that's a great use of it. And I also have some fun facts to go through about the show, including the fact that in the early 90s, Wayne Brady worked at Universal Studios Florida.
No way.
He appeared in several projects, 2 including Beetlejuice. The first was a street show called Beetlejuice Dead in Concert. That's the one with the Ghostbusters.
Wow.
And then Brady played Dracula in Beetlejuice's Rock and Roll Graveyard Revue.
Amazing.
A very fun fact about the show's
history. I love him.
I love him too.
Yeah.
He's fantastic.
He's really good.
I first saw him on Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Of course, me too.
Yeah, and I feel like now he's kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
I feel like I see him in all
He
kinds of
pops
stuff
up in
now.
a bunch of different stuff. Yeah.
Well, he's
And
one
he's
of
just
us.
so talented.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
theater kid.
Yeah.
He's a theme park nerd. He's all that. Okay, so also after high school, Joey Fatone played the Wolfman in Beetlejuice's Rock and Roll Graveyard Revue. So in 1995 he became
Joey Fatone
friends.
also worked in Disney.
He did, yeah. He was in Orlando, like yeah,
Icon.
hometown hero. Yeah.
Hometown hero. Yes.
Yeah.
He played Aladdin in Disney.
Oh my god, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I saw that. Yeah, that is what he has, quite the theme park resume.
Yeah, and now we go see him when we can.
At Epcot.
Yeah, Epcot.
Full circle. Okay, so in 1995 he became friends with Chris Kirkpatrick, who we all know.
Uh-huh.
And he recruited him personally.
Yeah, in case you don't, another NSYNC member.
Right. He recruited him to be in a new vocal group with Justin Timberlake and JC Chazez, and they were later joined by Lance Bass and the band NSYNC was formed. So they were both park performers, Chris Kirkpatrick and Joey Fatone.
Okay.
And that's how they met, and that's how NSYNC began.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So there would be no NSYNC without Beetlejuice's rock and roll.
Who did you say he played? Wolfman?
The Wolfman.
Okay. Was Chris Kirkpatrick in the show as well?
I don't think Chris Kirkpatrick was in the show, but he was also a theme park performer with Universal.
Okay.
So they were both in the entertainment department at the same time. And that's how they met. Isn't that cute?
Fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that was all early 90s.
That was all early 90s.
I wonder if we can find some footage.
There is footage.
I'm sure.
I dug up specifically Wayne Brady because I had to see that. And he's really good.
I'm sure.
Really, really good as Dracula.
Sure.
Now he's a Broadway star. So, like, of
Right.
course. But back then, he was literally, like, 20.
Yeah.
He was so young. Okay, now that we've had our fun, let's get to the sad part.
Oh, no. There's this sad part.
The show closed in Hollywood in 1999, and it was replaced by a flop of a musical called Spider-Man Rocks. And maybe I'll do a whole episode about that one time.
Okay.
Because Spider-Man, turns out, should not be a musical, because every time they try to do this, it's a disaster.
Okay.
And then the show closed in Florida in 2016 for Fast and Furious Supercharged, everyone's least favorite screen ride. Boo! Yeah, this...
I don't think we've even been on that.
Nope. I have seen a ride-through POV video of this.
I did. It's part in Hollywood. It's part of the tram tour, so I've done that.
It's just that in Florida. Same thing. It
We've
is.
been to Universal a whole bunch, but yeah, we never.
And it's always walk on, and we still haven't done it.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is all screens, poorly rendered, only like screen action stuff. Vin Diesel holding on to a helicopter.
Yeah.
It's a disappointment. Yeah. And for that ride, we lost Beetlejuice's Rock and Roll Graveyard Revue and Earthquake.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
2-for-1 closure on that.
Earthquake was fantastic.
Agreed. And an iconic behind-the-movie magic attraction.
Agreed.
So to lose all of that for something that everyone kind of agrees... up there with Jimmy Fallon is like a terrible ride. It's particularly annoying, to be honest with you. It's very frustrating.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what happened. That's where we're at. So here's some fun stuff though. In Hollywood, they reinstated Deo, the Banana Boat song, to the Hollywood version during the final day of showing. So for the last show, they did Deo from Beetlejuice, like in the beginning, which I think is very cute. And then for the final shows on the final day in Florida, instead of doing the Whip of the Day for the possession mix, which is so wild, they did Deo. And in addition, rather than doing the Monster Mash, playing that over the speakers while people were leaving, which I guess is what they normally did.
Well, that makes sense.
They played Bye 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 by NSYNC, which is so cute. And that was a reference to Joey
bittersweet.
Fatone. Agreed. Very.
I didn't even think about it being a reference to Joey Fatone, although that makes sense. Yes. But like, it's over.
Yeah.
Like,
it's perfect.
Bye.
Whoever thought of that.
Smart.
Genius.
Yeah.
Very sad though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard some people I was listening to Podcast The Ride, which is another theme park podcast. And they had one of their girlfriends used to work on this show, and they had kind of an interesting episode where they were talking about how it was like a fun experience to work there, and that they, in one version of the show, Beetlejuice had this big chair that he used to sit on, and when they got rid of that to install the DJ booth for Fantasia, Phantom of the Opera's daughter, the like stage manager used that as her office chair, which sounds so fun.
That's funny.
And
good for her.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. But I just feel like this was a very fun show. This was something I looked forward to every time I was at Universal. I'm sad that we lost it, but I'm glad it existed.
Yeah. Agreed. And I mean, it is something I feel like they could bring back. All they need is a stage, you know?
I agree, yeah. It seems especially, well, now they've got a whole Universal Monsters Land in Epic Universe, and it is very, very serious.
Okay, so it wouldn't fit, is what you're saying.
Yeah, there's like no...
But it's also very, very popular, which makes me think that, I mean, I feel like they probably shut it down because they felt like new audiences weren't caring as much about this stuff. And with this opening, maybe they're realizing that that's not true.
I hope, yeah, that would be great.
Because don't you think the Dark Universe section of Epic Universe is, I mean, it's wildly popular. And it's not like there's any new movies to support that.
Right. There have been, and they've all been flops.
Right.
Like the Tom Cruise Mummy.
Yeah.
Legendary bad.
Yeah.
Legendary box office flop.
Yes.
So yeah, it's completely driven by people's appreciation of the general Universal Monsters brand.
And like we said when we were talking about Jaws, I don't feel like you need to have seen the movie to appreciate the character.
Exactly.
So
agree.
And would be the same for a show if they wanted to do something with it. But yeah, I don't know where they'd put it. You're right. They'd have to put it in Universal proper, Orlando. Yeah, proper. Whatever they're calling it now.
I know, it's so confusing now.
Well, it used to be called Universal Studios, and they took the studios away. That's fine, whatever. But now it's just Universal.
Yeah.
But then people think you're talking about all of it when you say Universal.
I know, they expect us to call the whole thing Universal Resort Florida.
Right.
And I'm like,
And then the one specific park, just Universal.
Yeah, okay. I'm not doing that. Yeah, so
it's just confusing.
It's complicated. It's confusing. Universal Studios, the park, I think is the right place for it. So here's what I think: we tear down Fast and Furious. No, just kidding. That is what I wish would happen, but it's not what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's Fast and the Furious. I mean, even if you're a fan of the movies, which I assume there have to be a ton of fans of the movies because they keep making them.
Right.
It's not very technically advanced,
right?
From what I can understand, it's just screens. So it's not a popular ride.
It's not. It doesn't garner long wait times.
Right.
It's poorly attended and critically panned. Like everybody gave it a lackluster review.
Yeah.
Upon its opening. So it's a shame. I will say, I think at the very least, this would be a fabulous thing to resurrect for Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah. Or spooky season in general. But you're right. Halloween Horror Nights would be fine. It would make us go, to be honest.
I would be there.
Yeah, we would be there.
Are you joking? I'd be first in line.
Yeah, well, we would be there for the show, the fun food.
Yeah.
And we'd have the little pendants on that say, "Don't scare me."
Yep. So look forward to our video called Doing Our Best Not to Get Scared at Halloween Horror Nights. I've got one more fun fact before we close out. In 2002, Universal Studios Japan opened.
Uh-huh. They
got this show called Universal Monsters Live Rock and Roll Show.
Okay.
Same thing as the Beetlejuice's Graveyard Revue show, and it's still open now.
Shut up. Oh my god.
They have Jaws.
I was just about to say, if it's still open, I guess we're really going.
They have Jaws.
They have Jaws.
And they have the Beetlejuice show.
They do. Okay.
Must be nice, Japan.
Yeah.
They have all of our old favorite stuff.
Yeah.
Those were literally my two favorite things to do.
Yeah.
And Earthquake. I loved Earthquake.
Right. Do they have Earthquake?
Actually, I don't know. Oh God.
Oh.
Yeah, that's really, but the fact that they have this and that there's still a version of this show running somewhere in the world, I really love. And in Japan, there's this really big fan culture for a lot of different things, including theme parks. And they have a lot of love for the Universal monsters in Japan. People dress up as the characters, not just I'm dressed up as the Bride of Frankenstein, they wear the outfit she's wearing in the stage show to the park.
Oh, that's
Like
awesome.
they love
Yeah.
this show there,
Yeah,
which is beautiful. I love that.
yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, I just love that about the Japan parks. It's that way for Disney too. They really go all out for like dressing up, cosplay.
Yeah.
All of that is a really big deal for people going to Disney in Japan.
Yeah, which is awesome. I don't think that they have earthquake, although I tried to look it up and AI is telling me that there are earthquakes in Japan. Thanks, AI.
Thanks, AI. You're the best. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean that's okay. They've got
I think that they do have something else though that's an older.
Really? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. It seems like I feel like we were saying this about Jaws. They find American culture to be like a novelty.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like the Universal monsters and Jaws both really strike that chord.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're very distinctly like American fanfare. Although obviously the Universal monsters are like European in nature.
Yeah, that's true.
But like in America,
they have a ride called Hollywood Dream, the ride.
Oh, I think that's like Rip Ride Rocket,
it's
where
probably
you like
it's a roller coaster.
I think you pick a song on that one too, just like Rip Ride Rocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. And we're losing Rip Ride Rocket, so there's another thing they have that we don't have anymore.
Well, yeah, I'm not as sad about that one, but
Yeah.
I haven't been on it, so
I'm not that sad about it. I've been on it.
Oh, they have Waterworld.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, but they have that still in Hollywood.
Yeah,
too.
they do. That's funny though. You wouldn't think that would be one to carry over.
No, I
across the
know.
globe.
I know. That doesn't seem like the kind of thing.
Yeah, have they seen Waterworld?
I know.
I guess
right?
you don't need to have
Maybe you
seen
don't.
Waterworld.
Yeah, maybe you don't need to.
Well, that's interesting. I'm glad they've got it, and thank you guys so much for joining us for this little dive, resurrecting the history of Beetlejuice's Rock and Roll Graveyard Review. If you've seen the show, we would love to know which version did you see, which number was your favorite. I want to hear all about it. The version that I probably saw the most were the second and third versions. I think the first version.
Yeah, the first version, and my favorite part was definitely the Bride of Frankenstein part.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys can't see me, but I'm wearing a Bride of Frankenstein shirt today because she had a profound
impact on your theater kid life.
On my theater kid life. Yeah. So yeah, you can find us on Instagram and TikTok.
Until you do a magic change in a minute and you'll be in a different shirt.
Yeah.
He does this all the time.
And my legs will be out. Man, I feel like a woman. Yeah, so we've got Instagram and TikTok at Neverland Navco, and I would love for comments to be about the show.
Yes, we'd love to talk to you about it. We also have an Etsy shop called Neverland Navigation where we do custom shirts, sweatshirts, and dish towels. If you want any kind of theme park shirt or dish towel or sweatshirt, just go to Etsy and go to Neverland Navigation and send us a message and tell us what you like. I have made a shirt based on this show for Jake in the past. Love it. It's already something that has been done. Yeah. And this is also where you get I don't think I even mentioned that earlier. If you allow me to help you book your next vacation and let me be your free travel agent, I give my clients a free custom trip t-shirts as a thank you for letting me be their travel agent. So you get as good of a deal as you would have gotten yourself or better, and you get free shirts for your whole family for your next trip. So they can be whatever you want. And this is where those come from, our 5-star Etsy shop called Neverland Navigation.
Each of you pick a Universal monster.
You could each do, or an old ride that doesn't exist anymore.
Aww.
We get that a lot.
Yes, we're gonna go to Halloween Horror Nights, and our costumes will be dead rides.
Yeah. Yeah. Bailey was asking me about doing like I think it was like Jaws, but a bloody shirt for Halloween Horror Nights.
Oh, blown to pieces and
Yeah.
then recollected at the bottom.
Yeah, recycled shark flesh and all that. Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for joining us for this episode. We're off to go recollect some shark pieces, so we'll see you on our next adventure.